This train is ready to depart. Please stand clear of the doors. Paddington, change for the Piccadilly line, the Elizabeth line and National Rail services.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Paddington. This is a Circle Line train via High Street, Kensington and Victoria. The next station is Bayswater. The next station is Bayswater. This is Bayswater. Circle Line train via High Street, Kensington and Victoria. The next station is Notting Hill Gate. The next station is Notting Hill Gate. Change for the Central Line. Notting Hill Gate. This is a Circle Line train via High Street Kensington and Victoria. The next station is High Street Kensington.
Yes. Up to what is it to refer?
Change for the District Line via Earl's Court. Exit for bus services to Olympia, London.
True. Yeah. I have seen these we have to try and mark lots of this
This is High Street Kensington. This is a Circle Line train via Victoria and Emankment. The next station is Gloucester Road. This train will be held here to even out the intervals between trains. London Underground apologises for any inconvenience caused. Gloucester Road. This is a Circle Line train via Victoria and Emankment. The next station is South Kensington.
I know.
Change for the Piccadilly line. Exit for the museums and Royal Albert Hall. This is South Kensington. This is a Circle Line train via Victoria and Emankment. The next station is Sloan Square.
Essentially.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Find the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Sloan Square. This is a Circle Line train via Victoria and Emankment. The next station is Victoria. National Rail Services, and Victoria Coach Station.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Victoria. This is a Circle Line train via Tower Hill and Liverpool Street. The next station is St James's Park. Is St James's Park.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is St James's Park. This is a Circle Line train via Tower Hill and Liverpool Street. The next station is Westminster. Westminster. Change for the Jubilee Line. Exit for Westminster Abbey, the Houses of Parliament and riverboat services from Westminster Pier. This is Westminster. This is a Circle Line train via Tower Hill and Liverpool Street. The next station is Emankment. Tower Hill and Liverpool Street. The next station is Temple.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Temple.
This is like, I just I'm believing it as soon as we get back.
This is a Circle Line train via Tower Hill and Liverpool Street. The next station is Blackfriars. The next station is Blackfriars. Change for National Rail services. Exit for riverboat services from Blackfriars Pier. This is Blackfriars. This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Mansion House. The next station is Mansion House.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Mansion House. This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Cannon Street. Change for National Rail Services.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Is it? Yes, this is something else. No, wait, that's the 10, right?
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Cannon Street.
What gap?
This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Monument. The next station is Monument. Change for the Central, Northern and Waterloo and City lines and DLR from Bank.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Monument. This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Tower Hill. DLR from Tower Gateway and National Rail Services from Fenchurch Street. Exit for the Tower of London, Tower Bridge and riverboat services from Tower Pier.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Tower Hill. This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Aldgate.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Aldgate. This is a Circle Line train via Liverpool Street and King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Liverpool Street. Customers are reminded that smoking and drinking alcohol is not permitted on London Underground.
I think the funniest thing was when I was Australia, it looked like seriously kind of.
Sure, but I'm not selling. You're trying to push that is making it stressful, but you're the one paying for it.
Liverpool Street. Change for the Central Line, the Elizabeth Line, London Overground, and National Rail Services. This is Liverpool Street. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Moorgate. Change for the Northern Line, the Elizabeth Line, and National Rail Services.
She's lovely. I really
This is Moorgate. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Barbican.
Well, I helped her with the panagram because I used to he went to a doctor. But using every single level.
The next station is Barbican.
Yeah, but she's a Carolyn Post.
This is Barbican. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Farringdon.
train and the platform.
This is Farringdon. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is King's Cross and Pancras. The next station is Euston Square.
But how many times have I told you, even your nan says to you, you're not allowed to use it on the road. I'm talking to you, you can't even hear what I'm saying. This is the tube station. I'm going to switch you guys. We don't expect to come in next week, we're not going to Reading. I could just go home, get off this train and go home. You don't have to drop you. It's not my duty.
The next station is Euston Square. Change for London Overground and National Rail services from Euston. This is the Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Great Portland Street. The next station is Great Portland Street.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Great Portland Street.
On a station, you have to concentrate.
This is the Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Baker Street.
Don't talk back at me. Do not talk back at me. You're not my kid, don't talk back at me. You speak to your dad, that's it. That's what we have to do. Talk to your dad.
The next station is Baker Street. Change for the Bakerloo, Jubilee and Metropolitan lines. Exit for Madame Tussauds. This is Baker Street. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Edgware Road. The next station is Edgware Road. Change for Circle and District Line services via High Street, Kensington.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Edgware Road. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Paddington.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Paddington. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Royal Oak. The next station is Royal Oak.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
So you've got the lovely plant, God bless you.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Royal Oak. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Westbourne Park. Westbourne Park. This is Westbourne Park. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Ladbroke Grove. The next station is Ladbroke Grove.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Ladbroke Grove. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Latimer Road. This is Latimer Road. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Woodley. The next station is Woodley. Change for the Central Line. From White City, exit for Westfield, London. This is Woodley. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Shepherd's Bush Market. This is Shepherd's Bush Market. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Goldhawk Road. The next station is Goldhawk Road. This is Goldhawk Road. This is a Circle Line train to Hammersmith. The next station is Hammersmith. The next station is Hammersmith, where this train terminates. Change for the District and Piccadilly lines. Please take your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change. This is Hammersmith, where this train terminates. Please take your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change. This is a Circle Line train via Paddington and Baker Street. The next station is Goldhawk Road.